I don't know how this is going to work. It's a different aspect ratio on the phone with the camera. I don't know how that works. But let's get back to helping people through hell so we can get to the kingdom of heaven sooner than later. Hope it's not later, right? Do lang, right? Guys, let's try to explain things. The only way you can explain something intelligently is if you do it humbly. Okay? If you do it to try to be condescending and aggressive and abrasive and competitive with other people, it's not going to work real well. Okay, you're going to prove yourself correct, but you're going to alienate and piss everybody off. So no one's going to want to be correct with you because they're going to be so upset for being wrong, right? So like watching that stuff on the Entertainment Tonight and stuff with the Ryan Reynolds and his wife and this other kid, right? And they're, and who do you believe was being the asshole? It's like, well, let's see, they're putting on a show for money and money's not real. And if they have lots of money, they feel powerful. Who's being the asshole? I don't know. Have you guys figured it out yet? Because I'm still working on it, right? It's like when you sit there and watch the things and you sit there and have these things like, women are abused by men with money. Women are abused by men with money. And so men aren't abused by men with money and men can't be abused by women with money? Trust me, ask any of the former employees of a celebrity, okay, if it's better, if it's a woman with money that tells everybody to, if Oprah Winfrey's Donald Sterling, if Oprah Winfrey's Jerry Jones, okay, does that make it better? The people that work for them will say, oh, yeah, it's better, it's better. But the people that work for Jerry Jones say it's better to work for Jerry Jones than it is for Oprah Winfrey. Unless, of course, they want to get hired by Oprah Winfrey, right? But they might want to work for Jerry Jones because it's like, well, he's kind of a loose cannon. And if you're an asshole that does anything for money, he'll turn you loose, right? Where if Oprah doesn't want people talking about her, so she won't turn you loose. So you have to follow rules if you work for Oprah, but you don't have to if Jerry Jones, unless you get caught. Then you get caught, you're like that guy that will go to jail for Jerry Jones, like Warren Sapp and Chris Carter talked about telling the NFL kids how to keep their business in order so they don't end up going to jail shooting somebody that their friend will do it. Like Gerard Mustaf talking Levani Wooten into killing his baby mama, but going to jail anyway, right? Well, it's because if it wasn't for Gerard Mustaf getting that young woman pregnant and then getting his cousin to kill her, that girl wouldn't have been murdered. Right? So the cause of the murder was Gerard Mustaf and his penis and his cousin being stupid enough because Gerard Mustaf had a love of money to act like his bitch because Gerard Mustafa was his pimp, right? But if you live the Lord's Prayer, you don't have to worry about who's going to be on the basketball team, Gerard Mustafa or Joe Courtney. Right? You just play ball. No money involved. Okay, if someone's selfish, we don't want you on the team. Nobody wants me on their team because they say I'm selfish. Well, you are. You only want, it's all about you. You just want to score, you want to shoot. Like what happened with me and Danny Bennett, when we were playing against Kirk Cochran and those guys in the first half, he threw a pass to me 3 feet away that would have broke most people's finger. It just jammed mine. It cracked the bleachers and warped the basketball. And then yelled at me because I didn't catch it. I was like, yeah, John Elway. All right. And I didn't realize it. It took me years later to realize that I was a better teammate and a better passer than Danny was. I was a better ball player. Okay. Well, I didn't realize it, at practice, I jumped higher than Danny ever did when I jumped over Chris. I just needed the right inspiration. And Danny would always tell me, you got to do this. No, these grown men will try to hurt you, Danny. Okay, I'm just going to come out here and help and facilitate. And that's what I did. And I would catch the outlet pass and I would throw a perfect pass to. And Danny went to go score because he had a point guard that could deliver dimes better than anybody on the court, the 15-year-old from D. Morgan. Okay, I was in my sweet spot when I played it with busting loose. Because I could get the ball and I could distribute. And I didn't realize, you don't realize how good you are. Because Lonzo Ball, Magic Johnson, I was 15, I was better than Magic Johnson. Oh, I passed better than Magic Johnson. I didn't put on a show. I just basically looked, I turned on, put my head on my swivel and saw what was my best option. And then I went to the best option every time. And if I could take it, the one option that was, it wasn't so much as I could have taken it every time and threw it to Henderson or because the way I could penetrate and dribble and create and throw it to Henderson or Steve Horton when we had him or Danny on the back door. Okay. But you got to spread the love. Junior's got to get up his three-pointers. Definitely want to get Alvin his shots. Alvin typically a lot of times wouldn't take the shot. He would take it and pass it to one of his teammates because that's just the type of person that Alvin Gordy was. He would just sit there and you'd get him and he'd get open and then he would get open to draw defense to get an open shot for someone else because he was a lot like me and I was a lot like Alvin. And he was just that type of a guy, which sucks because he was a better ball player than most coaches thought. And he didn't get a play because he was smaller, but he did everything the right way. He was an excellent defender. He was a better basketball player than Junior. Junior was a better outside shooter. I don't know. Alvin just wouldn't take it. I bet you if Alvin worked on it, he probably would have been just as good or better. I don't think Alvin really cared to compete. He just wanted to protect people. He was a good person. Alvin was a rare bird. And I remember that time when that wrestler got in a fight with Alvin outside in the parking lot, and Tara was so upset, and I didn't get it. It took me like 20, 30 years later to realize why she was so upset. Because she wanted Alvin to be her dad and not Jesse. She was embarrassed by Jesse. And she wanted out, why can't Uncle Alvin be my dad? I didn't understand it. I was like, but Alvin's not doing anything wrong. He said, no, Alvin was doing everything right. Jesse was sitting there. Every time you do this, motherfucker, he was laying across his Cadillac trying to protect the Cadillac because he was afraid. Because last time they got in a fight, Alvin got in a fight with a guy like that. They ended up getting near the car and scratching or hurting Jesse's car. And so Tara was embarrassed. I was like, yeah, I can understand that. I get you, baby girl. She was embarrassed because she's like, why can't Uncle Alvin be? Because Tara's mom was a big, heavy-set white girl that liked black guys. And she was very funny. She was funny and she was very charming. Okay. But she couldn't talk Alvin into having sex with her. Okay. Alvin's like, no, you're just not my type. Okay. And I don't just have sex with anybody. Where Jesse was good-looking and charming, but he'd sleep with anybody and everybody. Okay? And he was a drug dealer and a pimp. Alvin worked as a janitor at my mom's job, and then also worked as a taekwondo instructor and a part of the staff at the YMCA. Okay. And so he had two jobs that were legit jobs, and he didn't work in the other family business stuff, which was sad. It happens in all families. You can have one person in there that's a taekwondo instructor and a janitor, another one that's, went to college and is working at a job that he got through the college and tried to play pro basketball, and another one is a drug dealer and a pimp. It happens. Blood in, blood out. You know what I mean? So it happens, and it's like that. But that's what happens when you don't accept the perfection of Lord Jesus Christ. You're either going to spend your whole life being a janitor and a taekwondo instructor, cleaning up rich people's messes at their work, at their extortion gig, or at the place where people feel they have shelter and protection and relief from the extortion gigs, right? Teach the girls how to beat up guys that might try to sexually assault them as they're walking home from consumer training at school, right? It's pretty fucked up. It's very fucked up, and all these people have these, what they think are elegant solutions all the time. Well, here's what we got to do with that. If a woman is in charge of the money, we're still all fighting over the asshole's shit. Okay? It doesn't change the narrative any. Remember Obama, if you can put lipstick on a pig, right? You know what I'm saying? You're still not living the Lord's Prayer. So every day you have to get up and you have to French kiss this pig and hope the pig doesn't spin you over and fuck you in the ass, right? Earl, I'm sorry, I gotta be me. Okay, I gotta be fucking me. I mean, Reynolds gets to be Deadpool for fucking money there, right? I get to be me. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So the whole thing that happened with him and his wife, he's just kissing ass to her because he wants to be seen as a woman supporter. So you're a female athletic supporter. They ain't got no balls. What do they need an athletic supporter for? You could be a sports bra. There you go. They're fun to play with. I know. I agree. Boobs are fun to play with. They can be in the right context, right? But you better ask her first, and she better say yes. And if I say yes, isn't that 5-star? It is. Okay, right. So, Earl, I'm gonna load this one up. We'll talk more later today. We'll see how you guys do. Any moment, your entire world can change. Any moment, I can be the standard of thinking, talking, and walking. And you can't go and say, oh, I believed he was a better person than XI, Biden or Trump. Or don't forget Pope Francis, he's also a politician. And you listen to him on 60 Minutes, he was just like Joe Biden. Told little stories and said they should comply with the people that enforce extortion and exploitation on us because we don't understand natural law enforcement like gravity and photosynthesis. Why doesn't Neil deGrasse Tyson and Michio Kaku explain this stuff to us? They're supposed to be such brilliant people. Yeah, you're being obnoxious again. I'm sorry, it's Deadpool. He's in my head. I can't get Deadpool out of it. Too much cologne. No bueno. Go buy Jack in the Box. I want to be a billionaire. You guys get it? See how obnoxious and stupid you are? Don't you want to be beautiful like Lord Jesus Christ and Muhammad? Be a unified one of loving, faithful, respect, empathy, and, we could talk about some of the stuff I talked to Sun Yat-sen yesterday. He'll kick your butt. He doesn't want you acting like a dog. You're a man. You need to act like one. And if the woman has the money, she's a bitch with money, and you're just looking for a way to fuck that bitch. Maybe you could take out an insurance policy and take all her money illegally and then have your story end up on Dateline or 2020. Is it legal? I don't know what legal is anymore. I don't understand natural laws. Gravity hasn't hit my situation yet, and I don't see the photosynthesis of the light of day. It is the East, and Juliet is the sun. No, we're not there yet. Okay, guys, I love you. We'll talk later. Peace.